Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. We are on to week 2.5, kinda. It's been a minute. I got a lot to talk about. I feel like making the videos every day. It was just getting kind of like I didn't have enough to update. You know what I mean? But now I kind of have a lot to update on. So let's talk about first of all how I've been feeling. Pretty much all the soreness is gone. I have no more pain anymore. But when I eat, for like a long amount of time, let's say I take more than half an hour to eat, right? Some food's hard to go down, and we'll talk about that in a minute. My shoulder, my left shoulder will start hurting. It's like a kind of sharp pain, and it goes away after about half an hour after eating. Um, what am I eating? Let's talk about that. I have tried to eat other foods, but week 2 is when people say it gets rough between week 2 and 4, and it is, right? I was eating mac and cheese, like those semi-solid foods, and now I think I'm back to like yogurt, applesauce. I did have nachos today. Went down good, but you have to wait a while. I had to really make the bite. Guacamole, sour cream, mostly like liquid, chew it to like nothing, swallow it, wait a minute, and even then it was getting a little stuck. You could feel it, but and then take a sip of water. But after that, I mean, I'm able to eat that, right? You have to chew it down to a paste. Uh, that's what I'm eating. I'm kind of back to yogurt, applesauce. In the morning, I have eggs and avocado with ketchup, that kind of food, right? Um, I noticed I'm having some hiccups sometimes. They've mostly gone away from the other updates I've talked about, but these hiccups come and go. It's almost like you feel the need to burp and then you do a hiccup and then it just disappears, right? Um, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I have a size 15 LINX. You see a lot of these people on their boards or Reddit or whatever talking about how they have a size 13 and it's ruining their life. I mean, I'm relatively able to eat, but then again, they say week 2, specifically exactly the part I'm in, very hard to eat. But what's good news is I'm still eating some semi-solid foods every morning. I've noticed myself eating a lot less. I've had no problems with my stitches at all. They've healed just fine, no infection. They're practically scarred up now. Some of the side ones are still scabbed, but that's about where we're at. Those bandages are off from my first video. I'm in a lot less pain. I'm doing a lot better. I feel like well, let's talk about the reflux. Is it gone? How am I feeling about that? I told you I couldn't tell beforehand, right? And I think the reflux has at least minimized. I'm not sure if it's gone. I had a lot of damage. I've had LPR for a long time, right? And my doctor says there was a lot of damage, right, from the acid, and your body naturally produces a lot of mucus to handle that acid to try to protect your throat and your lungs and all that. And so I don't know. It'll be a minute before I've fully recovered. I have not. I'm doing great with cold liquid. Still takes about 5 seconds to go through. You can feel it. I have not tried carbonation. I have not tried coffee. I have not tried alcohol yet. I plan on trying alcohol in month 2. I'll tell you how that goes. I'll try coffee soon. We'll see how it goes. I maybe try it today or tomorrow. No, probably tomorrow. I'll try coffee. Then I'll give you guys an update on that. Because coffee was my big killer, right? Coffee was just, I mean, it was nonstop coughing, that lump in your throat feeling. I mean, it was horrific. It was like being a lung cancer patient. It was bad, right? I couldn't stop coughing. And it was rough. So, yeah, no pain, no diaphragm pain. I'm laying down just fine now, which is great. A lot of the time, especially during the first week and going into the second week, when I would lay down flat, I sleep with 2 pillows, but when I lay down relatively flat, I would get this horrible pain in my shoulders unless I was in this perfect position where it would just shoot up to my shoulders to the point where like I wouldn't want to lay down. Now that's completely gone, so I'm able to sleep just fine. I'm sleeping great now. I'm going to return to work soon, actually. I know it's around week 2. I return to work on Sunday. So I think I'm okay to at least work by then, and then I'm going to return to like full-time work on in a month from now because I have a physical job and I don't want to like tear anything. So I still have the hiatal hernia repair with the stitches, all that. So Overall doing good. Breathing is back to normal. I know I talked a lot about the breathing. It was painful. That was the worst thing. I remember I woke up from anesthesia, right? And I'm looking at this in hindsight from day one, and I was in the hospital and recovery room. I couldn't breathe. I mean, like, I felt like every time I breathed in just a little, it was like the sharpest getting stabbed pain in the world. I literally was telling him I can't breathe. Like, it was bad, bad. Now it's perfectly normal. So just know that could happen. I also had this, like, for the day 1 and 2 and 3, I had this extreme soreness where even on hydromorphone, right, morphine, I didn't even want to move. It was just so painful. It felt like someone took my muscles and just stretched them, every single one, right? And that's not even around my diaphragm or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm feeling better. I have not tried meat yet. That's one thing I haven't ate besides the Chipotle bowl. I think I might have mentioned a little bit back. I made it really watery, and I had chicken on the side. I tried to eat chicken; it went down fine, but I haven't eaten meat till since that point. So they say meat and is the hardest thing to eat, right? I'm waiting till week 6, most likely, to start trying to introduce meat back into my diet. Right now, it's a pure vegetarian diet, right? Barely any cheese even. I'm not even eating cheese. I'd say even vegan, which is crazy, but it's just foods that go down easier, don't have meat in it, right? I've been eating foods that are easy to eat. I want to talk about this for people that go through this and have the surgery and they try to like search for foods to eat like I'm doing right now. I'm going to give you a good baseline on what I think is very easy to eat and what's hard to eat. I was recommended one thing, let's talk about what to avoid. I was recommended, especially on the first week, to eat like anything that's water soluble, meaning dissolving in water. I was recommended like vanilla wafers every hour because you have to eat every hour, at least something to stretch the device so the scar tissue grows properly and it doesn't harden and then it becomes tight forever and you'll need dilation. Um, Avoid Ritz crackers. They said Ritz crackers would be fine, vanilla wafers would be fine. No. I mean, the Ritz crackers were horrible. Vanilla wafers, they're great. I have one every hour, right? And just to open the device. Every hour, I take one vanilla wafer, eat it, goes down, everything's great. I was trying to eat Ritz crackers with like hummus. It would constantly get stuck. And I mean stuck, stuck. It would just like these are two feelings of getting stuck, right? Well, let me talk about the foods before I talk about that. I recommend eating bananas, oatmeal. I mix it with cream of wheat, right, to kind of give it a less hard consistency, and that goes down great. Applesauce, um, eggs, eggs that have a lot of ketchup in them, not like dry eggs or like really buttery eggs. Something that goes down easy. Uh, and that works out great. Those kind of foods. Yogurt, vanilla pudding. Jello, if you're into that. I hate Jello after my post-op diet. I'll never eat Jello again because sugar-free Jello is one of the only things I could eat for a week, right? And believe it or not, eating sugar-free Jello only for a week grows on a guy. You know, I got tired of it real quick. Um, but they said I did great. My surgeon said I did great on your post-op diet. You really want to do good. Don't compromise on that. Something I want to talk about too was I tried Taco Bell. I tried these bean burritos a few days ago, right? By far the worst experience I ever had. I think you want to push it, right? But you just got to be careful. I tried one bite of this bean burrito from Taco Bell, tried to add a lot of sauce to it. It got stuck. I thought I'd have to go to the ER and get it removed, right? I was on the side of the road because I took a bite while I was driving. I was on the side of the road just coughing and vomiting for like, and this was on a highway for about like half an hour to an hour. It was bad, and it finally went through. I mean, it was just a nightmare, and that messed up my whole night. It was all sore for the whole night. I couldn't eat anymore because it got all swollen from all the coughing. Um, it was bad. It was bad. But so just be careful with what you eat, right? I would really take your surgeon's recommendation and try to follow it, right? But then again, everyone's different with the device, from it could be too tight for some people, too loose for other people, and it feels different for everybody. Like I know a lot of people struggle with cold liquid. I don't at all. In fact, I like cold liquid. Some people say it hurts them a lot after the surgery. For me, it feels just the same as room temperature liquid. Something I really wanted to talk about, and this is something my surgeon didn't tell me, nobody told me at all. It is the morning as you wake up, right? So when I wake up, as I'm healing, it's week 2.5, it's almost like you have to break in the device. Like it gets hardened overnight, right? If you go to eat something in the morning immediately, it will get stuck, regardless of it being applesauce or yogurt. You have to eat really slow in the morning, almost like to break in the device in the morning. I know that sounds really weird, right? Like it rusts overnight. I don't know. But it hardens overnight and everything swells around it, or something happens where your first few bites of food, like your first 5 bites, are very difficult. So what I recommend everyone do is eat yogurt or applesauce in the morning and just take like 5 teaspoons, 1 minute at a time, and then eat your food. And then drink some hot tea while you're at it, right? Before you eat your food. Because it will get stuck and you have to cough it up. And when I say get stuck, there's two different ways it gets stuck, right? One is, for me, this is the two ways to get stuck. One, you have a slight chest pressure. It's uncomfortable, not bad, but you know you're struggling, right? You feel it. You go, oh, I took too big of a bite, and you're like, I got to slow down and just wait a while, like a minute or a half, like a minute or two. And then there's the stuck feeling, right? And that is like a sharp pain in your chest, and that's when you feel the need to cough it up and vomit immediately. You can fight through it if it's I noticed if it's a not too sharp of a pain, if you wait a second, right, and just kind of tough through it and walk around, do a few circles around your kitchen wherever you are, and tough through it sometimes will go down. But I noticed you have to sometimes cough up the food, and this is not vomiting. I have not been able to vomit. I have been able to burp though, but I haven't been able to vomit yet. When you get stuck and you feel that sharp pain, you start coughing, it's like regurgitating like a bird, right? You know, like a baby bird feeding another bird, like the tiny birds, chicks, I think. What do you call them? You're just regurgitating that food. It's like saliva, whatever you ate, and that's it. It's not like stomach acid. It's a little less gross vomit, and it's less uncomfortable too. It's not like vomiting. I don't want to make it seem like it's like super painful like vomiting. I hated vomiting whenever I vomited in the past, right? When you get, drink too much or you eat something like you get food poisoning, you would vomit. Very uncomfortable, bad experience, right? But this is more like it's like a really uncomfortable vomit, like coughing. Coughing. That's what I want to call it. You just cough up your food, and then you're just in pain for like maybe 10 seconds. But other than that, I'm doing good. I think we're on a good road to recovery. I had my 2 days ago, I had a follow-up appointment with my doctor's office. They said I'm doing fine, right? I mean, I feel like I'm doing fine too. Things I do like to eat, I like little candies are fine. Avoid chocolate. They said chocolate would be fine, but chocolate gives you a weird feeling, right? When it comes to little things you want to eat every hour, you can pick, but I was recommended chocolate because it melts, right? You would think so, but you can eat chocolate if you let it melt in your mouth and then swallow it. But if it's like kind of hard and still clumpy, right, which is like it hasn't melted yet and you swallow it, you get this weird feeling where your esophagus is trying to push it down and you feel it stuck in there, but you don't get that uncomfortable feeling. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's the best way I can explain it. You can feel it like lining your esophagus, and it's just like it's a weird feeling and I don't like it. So I'm avoiding chocolate now, right? Because it kind of gets stuck there until it melts. And I just don't like the feeling of it while it's melting. Um, I have no trouble with cheese. Cheese is something I like eating, and I'm doing great with that. Like I can eat cheese slices if I want to. Um, Other than that, if you have any questions for me, I know I've talked about a lot. If you have any questions about the procedure, the surgery, how it's going, or a specific question, I'm pretty sure I could answer it by now. But I'm at week 2, so give it a week 2 question. You know what I mean? Don't say, oh, how are you doing 2 months from now? It's only the week 2 update. But I will give you a 1 month update most likely, and then a 2 month, and then we'll go from there. Or if something major happens, I'll make like I don't know, like a 3.5 week update if something bad happens. But right now, and this is how I feel. I'm gonna end it off like this. I don't think in this condition I'm in right now I could live the rest of my life, right? Now I know I'm in the worst part of it, meaning week 2.5. Between week 2 and 4, they say it's the worst because the scar tissue is finally starting to grow, which I understand that, but I just need to give a realistic output for everybody thinking about it. Right now, if I were to stay this condition for the rest of my life, like the swallowing level, I would get it removed. Right? I can't take it. I mean, the swallowing is just is too much, and it takes up too much of my day to eat every like for a whole hour. Um, but if it gets better, which you'll see in the updates, and I'll update you on it. Hopefully that won't happen, and it'll get easier to swallow, which they say it will. Right? Week 2 and 4 is the hardest, as everyone says. It even says it in the post-op, right? Um, but in this condition, it's hard. Definitely hard on week 2. It's going to be rough. Eating's going to be hard. Your physical condition's going to be great, but eating's going to be difficult. And I think that's the big thing with LINX is just the eating, right? The eating is difficult. It's very hard to swallow it. It's very hard to do these. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll give you with the update on in 2 weeks from now. We'll see where we're at.